an APW pool and trying to figure out their actual earnings. They ask essentially, how do I calculate my profit when my initial deposit, say 100 APTM and 100 wUSDT, has shifted to something like 105 APTM and 96 wUSDT shift? It's a super common scenario, right? And it really gets into the weeds of being an LP.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's truly insightful, I think, about this question is that it hits right at the heart of distinguishing, genuine passive income from what we call impermanent loss in DeFi.
Yeah.
So our mission in this deep dive is basically to clarify this essential concept for you so you can confidently understand what's happening with your LP position.
Right. Because on the surface, seeing more APTM, like going up to 105, might feel like a win, like you've earned something extra. But as you know, in DeFi, things are often, well, rarely that simple. What's actually going on there when those token amounts shift like that?
Yeah, it's definitely not what it seems at first glance. That change in token amounts going from 100 APTM to 105, while your wUSDT dips down to 96, it doesn't directly mean you've earned that extra APTM as profit.
Okay.
This is actually the automated market maker, the pool, automatically rebalancing your assets. It does this because the price of APTM has changed relative to wUSDT. It's a phenomenon known as impermanent loss. And importantly, it's a temporary effect, sort of a divergence from holding the assets outside the pool. It's not a direct reflection of your fee performance at all.
Right. Think of it more like the market just shifting your holdings around inside the pool to keep things balanced based on price.
Exactly.
That's a really crucial distinction. Let's maybe walk through an example using the listener's numbers to make it more concrete. So if you initially put in 100 APTM and 100 wUSDT, and let's just assume for simplicity they were both worth $1 per token at the time, your initial deposit value was $200.
hmm Now let's track the current value if you were to pull out with those changed amounts. 105 APTM and 96 wUSDT. Let's say APTM's price drops slightly against the dollar, maybe to $1.91. Your 105 APTM would now be worth, let's see, about $95.55.
Okay.
And you add that to your 96 wUSDT, which we assume is still pegged to the dollar, so that's $96. Your total current value in the pool would be $191.55.
Right. So what does this actually mean for you, the listener? The $191.55. Well, it's less than the initial $200, but crucially, that difference isn't money lost from like bad fee performance or anything. It's a temporary paper loss compared to just holding the original tokens. And it's purely due to that impermanent loss effect caused by the price changes. It's the market rebalancing your share, not a reflection of the fees you've earned or haven't earned.
Precisely.
But here's the important part, the good news maybe. You do actually earn fees. As an LP in that pool, you get a share of the 0.3% fee from all trades happening between APTM and wUSDT proportional to your stake. Those fees are definitely real, and they are accumulating for you.
Yes, and this is the key takeaway, I think. While your LP position visually shifts, because of price volatility, you see more of one token, less of the other, your actual earnings from fees are quietly accumulating, behind the scenes. They're often just obscured or masked by that impermanent loss number. It's like a silent accounting process. It only really becomes fully clear when you actually withdraw your liquidity.
It's like the fees are building up in a sort of hidden vault that you only unlock later.
That's a good way to put it.
So, okay, for LPs trying to navigate this complexity, what are the best practices? How do you even begin to make sense of your position while you're still in the pool?
Well, a great first step, and honestly, it's absolutely crucial. Record your initial deposit amounts and ratios, the 100 APTM and 100 wUSDT in this case. This gives you that solid baseline to compare against later.
Hmm.
And while they might still be in development or not yet live on specific platforms like DAO1 or APTM, it's worth keeping an eye out for third-party LP tracking tools. Some of these aim to give you a clearer picture over time, factoring in fees and IL estimates.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're still evolving.
Okay, good tips. And maybe the most vital point for anyone being an LP out there. You can only truly confirm your total profit, which nets out earned fees against the impact of price changes, IL, and maybe even considers things like token deflation if that's relevant. You only see that final number after you actually remove your liquidity from the pool entirely. That's when the final accounting happens. That's when the hidden vault, as we said, is unlocked.
That's the moment of truth, so to speak.
So just to wrap this main point up, that shift you see in your token ratio, like getting more APTM and less wUSDT, that mostly reflects impermanent loss due to price action. It's not your direct profit. But rest assured, you are earning fees based on your share of the pool's trading activity. They're just not immediately obvious until you withdraw.
Right. And actually, this whole discussion raises, I think, an important forward-looking question. Given that these fees do accumulate somewhat invisibly, and impermanent loss can so effectively obscure them, how might future DeFi platforms, innovate? How could they provide LPs with better real-time dashboards? Dashboards that give a more holistic, clearer picture. What kind of transparency tools or innovations might bridge this current informational gap, offering you, the LP, a much clearer view of your true net returns before you even have to think about withdrawing?
That's a really interesting question for the future of DeFi usability, something definitely worth thinking about. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into understanding LP earnings and impermanent loss. We really hope it's given you some valuable insights.